There's a question posed on the Facebook by Abdur Rahman. Assalamu alaikum, brother. Suppose a Muslim doctor dies while treating a COVID-19 patient, does he get the reward of a martyr? And I quoted the hadith earlier in my first session as well as the second session that our beloved Prophet Muhammad said. It's a hadith of Sahih Bukhari, volume number 7, hadith number 5734, that a plague is sent by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as a punishment to the believers, to the unbelievers, to whoever he wants. But as for the believers, the plague is a blessing. And if a believer with sincere faith, if he stays in the place where plague is there, and he believes that nothing will befall him except what Allah has ordained for him, then he will get the ثواب of a martyr. And Ibn Hajar has said this, there are three categories of people here, that if a person who dies in the plague, he yet gets the ثواب. If a person gets infected by plague but does not die, yet he gets the ثواب of a martyr. And if a person doesn't get infected, yet he believes and has faith in Allah, yet he gets the ثواب of a martyr. If he dies in another hadith, he is called as a martyr. But let me differentiate between a plague and COVID-19, coronavirus disease 2019. Plague is an epidemic. So for plague, you get the ثواب of a martyr. But for every epidemic, you will not get the ثواب of a martyr. A plague is an epidemic due to bacteria. It is bacterial. COVID-19 is viral. It's an epidemic, but it's not bacterial. And plus there is another hadith of the Prophet Muhammad, that where the Prophet said that the plague will never enter Medina. And another hadith says that the plague and the Dajjal will not enter Makkah. So the plague cannot enter Medina, cannot enter Makkah. And we know today that the government is taking precaution in Makkah, Medina. So why should they take precaution of COVID-19? Do you think hadith? No, hadith is sahih. But COVID-19 is not a plague. So COVID-19 is an epidemic, but not a plague. So the hadith says, if you die of plague, you are a martyr. If you die in a place where plague is there, even if you don't die, as long as you have sincere faith, you have faith in Allah, nothing will happen except what Allah wills, then you get the ثواب of a martyr, irrespective if you die or you don't die. But COVID-19 is not a plague, so please do not mistake in yourself that every epidemic is a plague. So if a patient dies of COVID-19 or a doctor dies while treating the patient, because he's treating a patient, he's trying to save a human life. Allah says in the Quran, in Surah Ma'idah, chapter number 5, verse number 32, if you save one human being, it's as though you have saved the whole of humanity. So he'll get the reward for saving a human being or saving the whole of humanity. But he will not be called as a martyr. He will not get the ثواب of a martyr. Hope that answers the question.